And hello, all of my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Truth and Consequences. Last time, we found something very big. We found out that there was a hidden passage underneath the mansion, and it led to quite a room. A room that was filled with things that would have belonged to the Phantom. But if you guys remember that they checked, the Phantom is still in prison and and all of his materials were underneath the mansion. So there's something more going on than just the case of Kevin and Regina. There is something far more going on. We also found a fake. You guys probably also remember that instance where Athena saw the image of her mother in the bathroom. That was actually a fake doll that we found in the lower basement, I guess. So and with all that, we just got a whole bunch of brand new information. So, anywho, we- we're here now in the detention center. We're going to be here to talk to Kevin and Regina about what's going down. So, December 26th, 3:18 p.m. Detention center, visitors room. I certainly hope you've been busy. Simon, I know it may not look like it right now, but I'm a capable attorney. Sorry, I'm a little on edge. No, you're right. I shouldn't have assumed you weren't taking this seriously. Okay then. So, can I see one of my clients now? He's been more talkative. Whether or not that's a good thing is up to you to decide. Oh boy. Hey, so I just wanted to say I'm sorry if I've been so difficult as a client. Kevin, you're not. So looks at us. Okay, yes, you're not the easiest client I've had, but I've only had 3 others. That's bound to be someone more difficult one day. Yeah, I bet there will be. So look, I wanted to talk to you about a few things. Think you can cooperate with us this time? Sure thing. What really happened? So let's cut to the chase here, Kevin. I want to know what happened at that night. Okay, yeah, I can tell you the truth this time. Would have been nice to have that 2 days ago, but... Okay, shoot. Well, let's see. I finished up Mr. Lord's office at 8. Or no, I guess it was 7, wasn't it? Since the clock was off. Yeah, it was 7. Do you usually clean it at 7? No, I usually clean it at 7:30, so I thought it was super early. Makes sense. Okay, it was 8. Then what happened? Gigi and I went downstairs to the rec room, if I remember right. I was going to clean up the lounge real quick, then we were going to the ball. But we found a gun right there on the floor. Where was the gun? It was at the entrance. Easy to miss because it was behind the sign. Did you put up a cleaning sign? No way. Half the time I forget to do it. Do people usually put them up for you? Miss Andrews has a few times. Yeah, I figured she'd put it up. So the gun wasn't by the body. No, it was so weird. It was just lying right there. Anyway, Gigi picked it up. I guess that's how the gun stuff got in her hand. That would explain it. And she picked it up with her right hand? Yeah. She put her baton in her other hand. That explains the residue, all right. That's when we heard that big gunshot, but no one was in the room. So it was a recording. Yeah, I guess so. If you heard the gunshot and assumed Mike had just been killed, where do you think the killer went? I thought they must have been outside at first. Outside? Yeah, like they shot him through the window. But both guns were found inside the room, so that wasn't right. That's actually not a bad theory. A good theory from Kevin? We are in the Twilight Zone. But if it was a recording, that means Mike was dead when we got there, right? Exactly. Sometime between 7:45 and 8. It has to be. We didn't open that window. So someone shot him and then went to a secret passageway to shoot the wall? Secret passageway? Long story. We'll get into it in the trial. Kevin, do you know that there was a secret passageway from the lounge to the men's room? No way! So cool! Anything? No, he's not lying. That's a relief. It's about time to go back to court. Yeah, I guess it is. I'll see you soon, Kevin. You think there's time to talk to Miriam? I wouldn't bother if I were you. She's likely still furious at you for exposing her perjury. You're probably right. You know, what we really need is a person on the inside. So in other words, we need to befriend some more criminals. They could be a petty criminal. And besides, they've defended criminals. You've defended criminals before. Yeah, but I don't regularly call them to chat. I got it. I'll commit a crime and get arrested. Trucy, please. Mr. Wright would kill me if anything happened to you. I was joking, Polly. Besides, he wouldn't kill you. No, now lifetime toilet duty. That's more likely. Is it bad that I take death over that? Sorry to cut on your spats, but it's about time to return to the trial. I haven't gotten all the information yet, but I think I've got enough. We'll just have to we'll just have to we'll just have to figure out the rest in court. I have a feeling that this is bigger than just Mike. So we need to find out whatever it is and put a stop to it. Oh man, this is gonna get... Wait, the to be continued was right there? Why didn't I continue the last episode until then? December 26th, 3:55 p.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby. Are you going to be able to figure it out? We'll get it all smoothed over, Regina. The truth is out there. I know we can figure this out. There's something that's been bothering me, though. Bothering you? I've been thinking about all the evidence we've collected, and there's one we've overlooked. That guest list, remember? Ever since you found it, I've been trying to figure it out. Figure what out? Why it feels like something is off. The guest list? Where's the guest list again? So wasn't it this? Oh yeah, guest list. Yeah, Maya Fey, Phoenix Ray, Pearl Fey, Apollo, Athena, Trucy, Emma, Cody, Max, Adrian. Wait, Clavier, my boy, Gumshoe, Maggie, Wendy, Ron, Olbag, Ron Delight, Desiree Delight, Nadia Lief, Iris Hawthorne, Rita Lily, Bikini, Henny, Francisca, Kay, Mike, Miles Edgeworth, yeah, why was Landon Lawrence I didn't though? Connie Search, Henny Earth, Lotta Hart, the judge herself, Monica Keys, Victor Godot, Viola, my boy Luke Triton, Herschel Layton. They're both here in 313 and 312. Oh, that's so cool. Steve Nightingale, Betty Nightingale, Tina. Something I can't read that. Something about the guest list then. Yeah, I saw it too. Something's weird about it. I don't see it, but you two should know better than me. Would know better than me. Hey, what you talking about? Oh, Kevin, hi. You seem chipper. Of course I'm chipper. You're definitely going to save Gigi. You're really smart. Doesn't feel like that way against Francisca. Hey, this is a bit of a long shot, but is there any chance you see anything weird? Oh, I see it. Something is weird. See it? Sure thing, Simon. It's pretty easy if you know the place. I can show you. Do you have a map of the manor? I sure do. Here you go. Cool beans. Give me a sec to show you. You think he actually sees something? That's anyone's guess. I hope he's onto something. It'd make up for this nightmare. Be nice, Apollo. He's kind of growing on me. I see what drew him to Simon now. I knew if I didn't do anything, he'd be dead several times over. Come on, it wasn't just that. Okay, no, it wasn't just that. Come on, Simon, you can tell me. What was it really? When you're stuck in a place like that, you see all kinds of archetypes. You start to get a feel for people, and they become predictable. Kevin never was. It is extremely refreshing after 5 years of monotony. I didn't want to lose that, even if it meant opening myself up to ridicule. That's so sweet of you, Simon. Do you had to say those things in front of everyone? Back, here you go. Oh? That's it. That was the weird thing that weirded me out. There were numbers missing. And all in one area of the map. Wait, let me add our rooms. That's how I was lured downstairs so easily. No one was around to hear the ghostly singing. There's also no one near the secret passageway. Oh! And no one directly above the lounge either. There's no question about it. This was premeditated. Manor floor plan has been updated. Let's go! So the killer is someone who controls the room assignments? Wait. But isn't that Miss Andrews' job? What? Miss Andrews? Come on, Trucy, there's no way. There isn't? Because now that I think about it... No, I've already been down this path before. Miss Andrews is not a killer. I'm sure of it. It's been about a decade since you last saw her, hasn't it? Trust me, she hasn't changed a bit. It's not her, Athena. There's always someone else. Boss, this is someone else. It's not either of my clients. This one isn't negotiable, Athena. She's been through enough. But she could have changed a lot. A lot. Listen, I will take over if you can't see the truth. Do I make myself clear? Oh, I've never seen him like this before. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. I feel like we're gonna go against his judgment. Great, my first good lead, and I might lose my job because my boss is digging in his heels. What in the world happened to make him trust her this much? Actually, I have seen him this way once before, when it was me he was defending. He didn't give up on me, even when the evidence looked pretty bad. I owe it to him. You heard Phoenix. It wasn't Miss Andrews. Athena, you can't do this. But why? I know our clients are innocent, but I trust Phoenix, so I believe him on this one. He is not infallible. Trust me on that. No, there has to be another way. Something we missed. Can you trust my judgment this time? I need a minute. Damn. After all this? Really? The bailiff is saying it's time to go. Damn it. I don't know. I don't have any time to think. Okay, let's go. 326, 4 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Court is back in session for the trial of Kevin Lamb and Regina Barry. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Where is Mr. Justice? My colleague is conducting his own investigation. Probably. Very well then. Were you able to sufficiently search the place? We did, Your Honor. The defense theory was correct. There was a speaker behind the painting in by the ballroom. The gunshot was a recording. Alright, that sounds plausible. So we agree the murder happened before 7:45. But it seems we're back to the drawing board in terms of the exact time of the murder. It does. I do think that precludes Regina Barry from being the killer. And it certainly doesn't mean Kevin Lamb was not assisting her. How? They were cleaning Mr. Lord's office at the time of the murder. That's assuming we can prove it, can we? Shoot, recording device is probably long gone by this point. I don't think there's any way to definitively prove their alibi. No, we can't prove it, but we also can't entirely discount it either. I agree, the defendant is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. However, the possibility still remains that Mr. Lamb and Miss Berry could have done this. She's right. We've got to either prove to someone else did it or they couldn't have. That's a pretty tall order. We've done crazier things before. There is more. A secret passageway is discovered during the break. It stretched between the men's room and the wardrobe in the lounge. Interesting. Such a passage does make it possible for the murder to have occurred before 7:45. That seems like a good place to start your discussion. What about a witness? What sort of witness would give us clarifying information? The secret passage is of the utmost importance. That's true, but I feel like there's a witness who could shed some light on it. It's a long shot, but Your Honor, I like to call a witness to the stand. A witness? Someone with information on the secret passage? Anyone working in the manor has a reason to lie, so I should avoid them. Fortunately, someone else witnessed something that can only be explained by the passage. Someone who definitely wasn't involved with the murder and has no reason to lie. Here's who I'd like to call to the stand. I guess Cody is the only thing I could think of. Cody Hackins? He witnessed something in the secret passageway? Not exactly, but I think something he did witness makes more sense now. I want to hear his testimony, just to be sure. I'll allow it. I therefore call Cody Hackins to the stand. Boy, Cody is here. Whoa, I didn't think I'd be back up here. Sure looks different from the last time, though. State your name and occupation for the court. My name is Cody Hackins. I'm part of the nerd crew at Great Gadgets. He's a fellow nerd! He's a fellow nerd, man! What's that got to do with anything? It is just a formality so that we have on record. In case I ever murder someone with a motherboard, gotcha. Not that I did, or ever would. I'm not a killer, honest. No one here is accusing you of a crime. So, what do you want me to talk about? Tell us about what you heard while in the bathroom that night. Oh yeah, a weird popping sound. In testimony, please. Oh, that would make more sense. He's nothing if not cooperative. Give him that. Let's use that to our advantage. Yeah, I think this could go somewhere. Here we go. Witness testimony. I heard something weird. I was dancing with Pearl and I had to take a leak, so I went to the men's room on the left side of the map. I did my business and was just going to wash my hands when I heard a weird popping sound. It sounded like it came from right outside the room. I went to investigate and heard that gunshot recording a couple minutes later. So you were just minding your own business in the bathroom when you heard the sound? That's pretty much it, yeah. Cody's not the killer. That's something we can be sure of. But then what did he hear? That's what I intend to find out. I'm ready to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. Didn't realize I had to leave, so I would... Okay, and that honestly seems to check out, but I'll hold it for a second. Hold it! What door did you leave from? The one by the bathroom. You think I took the scenic route? I really had to go, so I took the shortest path. That's so strange, is it? He needed to use the bathroom, so he went to the bathroom. Is that not what a normal person would do in such a situation? Yeah, that. Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting from that line of questioning. Okay, so once I got there, I did my business and was just going to wash my hands when I heard a weird popping sound. That seems important. You did your business? What, you want to know if I was number 1 or number 2? No, thank you. I wanted to ask where in the bathroom you were, actually. It's near the urinal farthest from the entrance. And you heard the popping sound when you were standing by that urinal? I'd taken like 2 steps toward the sink, but yeah, I was in that area. That's pretty close to the passageway. Ooh, wait, actually, that does I always have to wonder, like, people, you go to the bathroom and you see a wardrobe in the bathroom, you would question it at least a little bit. How loud was the popping sound? Not too loud, just a big pop and then nothing. And remind me, where do you think it came from? Kinda sounded like it came from right outside the room. So you were standing by a urinal farthest from the door when you heard the pop? When you say just outside the room, where would that be? It was coming from the wall. At first, I thought it was something to do with the elevator. From what distance did you hear this popping? Now that I think about it, it was a little far. Exactly what I was hoping to hear. Your Honor, I think I can give a pretty good educated guess as to what Cody heard. Alright, what did he hear? Fireworks? I doubt it. The weasel? The weasel? What do you mean a weasel? It had to have been a gunshot. Yeah. A gunshot? It's possible. I assume you have evidence to back that up? As a matter of fact, I do. Oh, evidence. It's this, right? Bullet in the secret passage. It's simple, really. There was a bullet in the secret passageway. And of what significance is that? Isn't it obvious? Cody heard the actual murder take place. The murder happened in the passageway. Explain the bullet holes in the window and the wall of the lounge. The music was loud. Those could have been done after the fact to make it look recent. But Cody Hackins heard a popping sound, not a gunshot. It's easy to explain. One of the guns had a silencer on it. A silencer can't completely obscure the noise of a gunshot, but it does muffle it. And if you muffle a gunshot, that sounds more like a pop, doesn't it? You can't be serious. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. But all the killer would have to do is drag Mike out, set up the guns and casings, and leave. Perfect crime. Whoever stumbled upon the scene would appear to be the killer. Assuming your theory is correct, how would they know when to play the gunshot sound effect? That's easy. The killer had to listen to the door for Kevin and Regina. I'd like to remind you that the speaker was in the lounge. How would the killer have gotten the sound effect to play in the first place? Oh, I know this one. Let me see the speaker. Yeah, I know that model. It's controlled by an app on your phone. Anyone can press the button and make a sound play. Which means if we can track down whoever had the app, we've got our killer.
Hold it.
Oh? Wait, who said hold it? Emma? It seems I got here just in time. The murder did not happen in the secret passage. I just finished my investigation and I can say with that certainty. There were only traces of blood next to the entrance to the lounge. You mean Mike couldn't have been shot in there? I thought that was what happened initially, but it's pretty clear it's not. It was a good theory though. Better luck next time. Gee, thanks. Well then, that just means we're back to square one. The only place the murder could have happened is in the lounge. A place both Kevin Land and Regina Berry could have accessed at any time. That would assume they meant to brain themselves for the murder. That makes no sense. You're right, it does make no sense. Unless Kevin Land wasn't in on the plan. What are you even trying to say here? Just imagine Regina Berry's perfect little murder. After Kevin Lamb was willing to cover for her when she broke the ashtray, she got an idea. She'd commit any crime she wanted, and he'd take the fall for it. You and I both saw Mr. Apollo just as the attempt to convince him that he wasn't the killer. She had a perfect plan, little pawn in her master plan. A boyfriend willing to do anything for her, even go to prison. So, with access to Kevin's equipment, she set up her little murder scene. She planted a note that Kevin wrote for her in Mike's room, to make it look like he was lured. She shot Mike check and hid his body in a secret passage, then planted the gun. The trajectory of the bullet makes sense. Her plan was rather clever, I'll give her that. She would have to know about the secret passage. Regina Berry, a circus performer. If anyone would know about how to find tricks and secrets in a building, she would. Perhaps she stumbled upon it accidentally. And her fingerprints wouldn't have gone into the passageway because she wore gloves. Well, I mean, we didn't find any of her fingerprints. So far, that's the most logical theory that's been presented. Unless you have an objection, I think we're done here. No, that's not what happened. Save the crocodile tears, Regina Berry. Your plot has been uncovered. What about the app? At least check her phone first. I've thought of that too, Mr. Sykes. Let's assume the app isn't on her phone. I imagine it wouldn't be. She would have had to use an accomplice. An accomplice who would turn on her. Accomplice? Since when was there an accomplice? And why do you think this hypothetical accomplice had turned on her? The more I think about it, the more likely it is. Regina was with Kevin when we heard the gunshot. She probably couldn't have activated it. As for why I think the accomplice had turned on her, that's simple. It's because we already knew too much. We came back to make sure the three of you would end up stuck in that elevator, thus making sure Regina Berry would go down for a crime. Order! Order! I will have order! There is one more thing I wanted to mention before I go. We found 2 sets of fingerprints in the secret passageway. Everything else was wiped off. Whose fingerprints were found? Mike checks. Well, that just proves he was there. No, I mean he was all over the place. So he knew about the passageway when he was alive. It would seem so. Mike's fingerprints are everywhere. He found the secret passageway, meaning he knows about the forgeries. And if he knows about those, that's a motive, for someone at least. But there has to be some kind of logical flaw in the argument. If I can just find it. Who else's fingerprints were in there? That's where things get weird. They match with someone who has been dead for a month. So we know he wasn't there at the time of the crime. At the time, he must have been there before everything happened. Yeah, being dead is pretty solid alibi. But wait, a bunch of spirit mediums were at the ball. I thought of that, but their alibi is all completely solid the whole evening. I remember Pearl telling me that fingerprints don't change when you channel someone. So the medium's fingerprints would have to be left on at the scene if that were the case. Then whose fingerprints were they? Sorry, that's connected to an ongoing investigation. I'm not at liberty to tell you. You're in court, you kind of have to tell us! Regardless, we can safely rule out that person as a suspect. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be much relevance to that. Oh, I better think fast because it's starting to look like the end. I'm therefore forced to conclude. Objection! Wait, this case isn't over yet. It's not? No, it's not. There's something very important that we've missed. What have we missed? Obviously, that's time of death where the shots were fired, everyone's alibi. Where the shots were fired. Where the shots were fired? What do you mean? Let's go over Miss Von Karma's theory so far. According to Miss Von Karma, Regina and Mike met here, and there was some kind of scuffle and she pulled a gun on him. So Mike shot first in self-defense and missed, hitting the back wall. And after that, she shot him, fatally wounding him. Is that it so far? Yes, what are you getting at, Athena Sykes? In that scenario, she'd hide the body and wait for security, then take it out. She'd also switch the silencer to the other gun to shoot the back wall in the passageway. Then toss Mike's shell casing outside the window and she opened it in advance. That's what you claim happened. You've obviously got something to say, so out with it! There's a big contradiction in that theory. Please present the evidence that contradicts. Oh. Yeah, there is a bit of a contradiction here. Wait, the guns themselves, right? Because, like, if she had switched the silencer, there's no way that could have been it, right? Simple math. 2 shell casings, 1 bullet missing from each gun. Only 2 shots were fired. If only 2 shots were fired? That's right. 1 was shot in the passageway, 1 was shot in the lounge. Your theory isn't possible. But the trajectory of the bullets doesn't make any sense. She's right. We have to figure out how the bullet holes were possible with only 2 shots. A way 3 bullet holes could be produced is by 2 bullets. We definitely got something wrong in our assumptions. We just have to think outside the box. Wait, outside the box! Your Honor, there is an explanation. We were wrong about the location of the victim or the killer? The location of the killer. Location of the killer? Please point out the killer's location. Ooh. Wait, so because this is where Von Karma said the killer would be. Probably around, I'd say around here, because she said it could be outside. Take that! There? But if that's true, exactly. The killer was standing outside! What? Order! Her. But if the killer was outside, that changes everything. It most certainly does. No, it changes nothing! Kevin and Regina could have been in on it together! Really? So you're suggesting that he knew all about her plan, then? It's the only explanation! Sorry, Miss Karma, but you're wrong again. We can agree that Kevin would want to make sure his precious Gigi would be safe, right? Yes, of course he would. What? The only way to do that would be to make sure that the plan was successful. He'd have to present it he'd have to be present when she shot Mike to make sure he was facing the window. Okay, then that's what happened. So if you're suggesting that Kevin is the one who put Mike's body in the secret passage, what's that what I'm suggesting? Oh, I think we can rule out that possibility that Kevin has ever been in there. No, we most certainly cannot! Yes, we most certainly can. Because your theory implies that Kevin was the one behind the forgeries, right? That's why he went to the prison. You're right, but this isn't a case of recidivism. Because that workshop didn't belong to Kevin. You can't prove that. Sure I can. Take one look at the secret passageway and you'll see. This is how I know Kevin didn't know about the secret passageway. Wait. It's because it's all a mess, right? Because Kevin doesn't have all this in his actual workshop. Plus he would keep his workshop relatively clean, right? Wait. There's a light bulb that's out right now. And Kevin would have fixed that immediately. Take that! A light bulb? That's your proof? Why would a light bulb prove that Kevin didn't know about the secret passageway? Kevin? The janitor who goes above and beyond? Miss Andrews mentioned something very relevant as a matter of fact. The day after he started, I came here to find every single light bulb replaced. And he fixed the lights that weren't working. He's practically my handyman. You're suggesting he changed every single light bulb except one? In the secret passage where he creates forgeries and thus needs as much light as possible, the bulb burnt out since he changed them. Really? Out of all those lights, only one bulb burned out? How exactly does that work? Unless they're changed at different times, meaning they weren't all changed at once. Yeah, I think that Miss Von Karma eliminates the possibility of Kevin and Regina working together. I agree. If Kevin is not involved in this crime.
Objection!
Bravo, Athena Sykes. It seems I underestimated you. You've made the comeback, proving Kevin Lemon is innocent this time. Here it comes. No, there's no trickery this time. Kevin Lem's innocent. I concede victory to you. Well, half of it. Because you're here to defend Regina as well. But all you've cleared is Kevin. Is that so? My accomplice theory is perfectly plausible. In fact, it's far more likely. After all, Kevin would still have covered for her, wouldn't he? I really wish I could say he wouldn't, but she has a point. Maybe we should look at the updated series of events. A good suggestion, Miss Wright. Okay, so the updated trajectory is we have the culprit and the accomplice. To make the plan work, the accomplice would have to be the one to hide the body. The accomplice would have to shoot the wall at some point to make sure both guns are missing a bullet. That'd create the illusion of the window bullet hole and the wall bullet hole coming from different shots. I think that was just in case the other bullet hole was found. At some point, the accomplice would have to move the painting over to the bullet hole in the wall. The shell casing was already outside, so the culprit opened the window. But the culprit would have had to switch the silencer and shoot the wall before this. That way, they could drop the shell casing from the gun Regina picked up. That means the true murder weapon would have to be the gun in Mike's hand. That's the gun the shell casing outside came from. So the silencer was switched back. Our culprit probably knew something about the gunshot residue, I'm guessing. They'd have worn gloves for this. Regina wore gloves. Residue was only found on her right hand, and Kevin said she picked it up. Kevin said she picked up the gun. Why would she do that if she intended to get away with the crime? The accomplice would be in the secret passageway when the gunshot sound effect played. Of course, it's also possible the killer switched places with the accomplice at some point. They could go in and out through the shed out back. That just goes back to my theory earlier, doesn't it? The accomplice turned on Regina in the end. No, I don't think so. Why would Regina have picked up the gun if she was in on the whole thing? Clearly, she was the shooter outside. No, the residue was only on one hand. She didn't know anything about the gunshot residue, so why only use one hand the whole time? And she wouldn't have picked up that gun if she wanted to frame Kevin. The reverse is possible. Perhaps the accomplice shot Mike and Regina covered for them. No, the shooter needed that body hitting quickly. Remember, Mr. Barton was doing his rounds, and he just happened to be late that day. It was lucky for them that he was late, but it means the accomplice would have hidden the body. They also would have set up the room and leave it so the shooter could complete their task. There was no time to set everything up after that. Not if they knew Kevin was coming soon. They had less time to set up with Mr. Barton being late. If it wasn't Regina, then who? Who was the shooter? I wonder. You said Mike's fingerprints were all over the secret passageway? Yeah, they were everywhere. Also, can I go? You're barely talking to me anyway. Oh, I don't think I ever dismissed Mr. Hatkins from the stand. Mr. Hatkins, you're dismissed. Apologies for the confusion. And you can be dismissed too, Miss Sky. Alright, now no one is on the stand. Well, have you figured out who the accomplice is? Assuming someone else's actual shooter, who helped them if not Regina? This is a bit of a long shot, but it just might work. Before we call someone to the stand, I want the secret passage to be searched again. Why? What would you be looking for? What should I have them look for? Ooh, wait. The only thing I can think of is the notebook, right? Unless we can solve the case once and for all if we all manage to locate a bug. A bug? There are probably lots of bugs crawling around there. Not that kind of bug, Your Honor. I mean a hidden microphone or something. Mike was bugging the place. If we find a bug, all we have to do is track it. And if we track it, we can hear what happened last night. Of course, that would make sense. How will we know what we're looking for? In this case, I think it will be just a hidden microphone. Miriam said his client isn't paying him enough for complex ones. I'll allow it. We have a team for at the manor, so we'll allot them some time to search. Court resumes in 30 minutes. Damn. This is taking on a lot of twists and turns so far. I really like this. December 26, 5:01 p.m. District Court Defendant's Lobby. Whew. This is already quite a lot to take in. I ain't gonna lie about that. This is a lot to take in. You were great in there, Theenie. I bet the bug will tell us all we need to know. If not, I'm pretty much screwed. I'm not sure how else to think about this. I'm sure you'll think of something. I was really impressed. Francisca is not an easy opponent. I think you're starting to get a feel for how she operates. That might be going too far. Do you think you got enough evidence? I think so. I hope so. Do you have any idea who this is? Don't worry, Regina. We're about to figure this out. I just know it. Athena, wait. There's something I've been thinking about. Miss Karma pointed something out that I can't quite get out of my head. It was kind of convenient that we just happened to get stuck in that elevator. That's a good point. How did it happen? I wish we had time to figure it out. Let's just count our blessings for now. We have found the secret passage. You think the accomplice stopped the elevator on purpose? It's like I said, it's too convenient. Why would the killer want us to find the passage? I think Miss Carmo was right about that. The accomplice obviously did that on purpose, so maybe they're trying to give us a clue of some sort. Do you think that someone stole your stole your earrings so you'd end up going to Mr. Lord's office? That's a good point. I bet that's exactly why I lost it. I checked it over and it seemed fine. I'm not sure how it fell out. As a matter of fact, the class has always been a little funny. It looks like Mr. Lord fixed it though. It's perfect now. He fixed your earring? It's never been more secure. When on earth would he have had the time to do that? Hey you guys, I just wanted to say thanks. No matter how this case goes, I know it'll be the truth. I hope we can be friends after this. Of course you can, Kevin. Simon's right. You really are fierce in the courtroom. So glad you took my case. Even if the first time was kind of a disaster. That's all part of the job, Kevin. It looks like it's about time to go into the courtroom. Sure is. Bring it in, guys. One more cheer. Go team! Wait, I was going to... Okay, yeah, go team. I'll get it next time. December 26, 5:31 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 7. Court is back in session for the trial of Kevin Lamb and Regina Berry. Miss Sky, I'm told you have the results in search of the secret passageway. Yes, I do. After a very thorough search, we did not find any bugs in the secret passage. There, you see? Regina Berry remains a suspect. You're not going to bluff your way out this one, Miss Athena Sykes. Of course it wasn't going to be that easy. Okay, obviously we just need to reconsider. That doesn't implicate Regina in the crime. It just means the bug was found and removed. What makes you think a bug was in there in the first place? Common sense. Why would Mike have been back there if he didn't bug the place? Did you check the burned out light bulb? Of course. I made sure to specify that nothing was there. Nothing they could find anyway. Nothing they could find, huh? He didn't just work for the FIP though. He bugged everything. He might have been a spy or something. Or he had other clients. He was good at it too. He could make a bug look like anything. Of course, the FIB never paid him and the gazillion dollars it cost to make a sophisticated bug. But from what I heard, he could do more than just that. Bugs, trackers, who knows what. Even found a way to make batteries last for years. I guess there's no way to know for sure what he bugged, if anything. Although maybe it wasn't for the FIB. Oh! If it was for Petra Construction, but why would a construction company be curious about this? Yeah, I don't think this lead is going to go anywhere. Not for this case, at least. I mean, how can you know what was bugged and what wasn't if he was this good at hiding them? I think I have gotten much of a choice here. There's only one option left. Seeing as there's no additional evidence case, I am forced to conclude objection again. Miss Sykes, you have an objection? Yes, I do. I do. Come on, there's gotta be something. Something other than that. And why is that? I think there's some evidence that we need to look at first. Very well. What evidence is this? There's only one piece of evidence left. The guest list. But that implicates Miss Andrews, and Phoenix was very insistent that I don't do that. Oh. I don't know what to think anymore. But Phoenix once told me to always trust my client. But when I did that, Francisco wiped the floor with me. But he's never let me down when I put my trust in him either. And Apollo. You can't have faith without doubt, right? So clear it up. I'd have been pulled every which way by this case. Someone even tried to make me think I've gone insane. That must mean I'm some kind of threat, right? And if I'm a threat, someone is trying to discredit me. Maybe because they know I can't solve this. I just can't believe Miss Andrews killed anyone. But the evidence is pointing to her. My gut's not infallible either. Is it? I know Phoenix wants me to avoid this topic, but Apollo wants me to press forward. And I want to figure out what happened, but I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't think I could take that, especially after Apollo and I just had a huge fight. But no matter what I do, I'm betraying someone I care about. I trust them both, but who would I trust more? What do I do? Oh, shit. Oh, so we either betray Phoenix or Apollo. Damn. This is I'm gonna save right here just in case because oh damn, if this is gonna be a split ending, I swear to God. I mean, Phoenix Wright is known to have at least one or two split endings, but other than that, not much. Fellas, there's only one thing we can do. We gotta present the guest list. There's nothing else to do. Your Honor, the defense would like to present the guest list. The guest list? Why do you want... Paulo! The defense would like to call a witness to the stand. Paulo, what are you doing? I know what we have to do, and if you aren't willing to do it, then I will. I'm still second chair in this case. I insist that we call a witness. He does have a right to do that, Miss Sykes. Do you have any objections, Miss Von Karma? No, I have no objections, technically speaking. What's the meaning of this foolish theatrics, Mr. Apollo Justice? Evidence, Ms. Montcalm. The guest list proves the murder was premeditated. We knew that. No, I mean it proves the murder had been planned long in advance. It wasn't a last-minute decision. How would the guest list prove the murder was premeditated? Simple, really. Just look at where everyone was staying. So you're saying the guest lists were placed in rooms that would make it so they didn't notice the crime? Clever. But all it proves is that Regina and an employee worked together on this before they arrived. What about the third floor? Good question. Kevin marked that too. It looks like the third floor was missing a few assignments, isn't it? Apart from those near the lounge, all but room 309. Regina's room, I think. Again, all it proves is that the murder was planned. Someone must have made sure those rooms were booked ahead of time. You're suggesting that the killer or accomplice was definitely on staff? Without a doubt. Very well. Who is the witness, Mr. Justice? The defense calls Adrian Andrews to the stand. What? It's not necessary. Why is she trying to stop him? We need her testimony. It's the only way. If you insist it's necessary, fine. But you will not put her under any unnecessary emotional duress. Is there something I'm missing? What is so special about this woman? It's a long story, but suffice to say, her character has been vetted quite thoroughly. Do you think you can handle a cross-examination? Because if you can't, I'll take over. No, it's alright. I'll take the stand. I mean it, Justice. Do not question her too harshly. Ms. Montcalm, I have never seen you behave like this before. I can't believe I have to remind you of this, but you cannot make emotion-based judgments. And that goes for you too, Miss Sykes. Regardless, I'll allow it if you think it will get you some new information. But if nothing else can be learned from this, we'll have to disregard it. You got it, Your Honor. Miss Andrews, you may take the stand. This is so freaking hype. Say your name and occupation for the court. Adrian Andrews. I'm the head of guest services at Maryland Manor. And the defense wants to question you because I want to know more about the room assignments leading up to and including the Tyken ball. You do? You're not going to ask me about my alibi? That has been verified by Greta Liev. No, she says she was with you and several people saw you together. What do you want to know? I'd like to know anything you can tell me about the bookings. Oh, here we go. Witness testimony. The bookings. And with that, I think I'm actually going to leave this video here. This is really intense. I honestly cannot believe the amount of twists this is going in. But I love it so far. So, I'm going to leave this here. We're going to listen to her testimony in the next episode. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.